Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. It's V. I will show you how to sew this ruffle top. This is super nice for the summer. Also, you can download the pattern from my Etsy shop. The link will be in the description and also in the info card. And also, I didn't shave my armpits, so if you feel disgusted, I feel disgusted too. So now we have that out of the way, let's begin with the tutorial. If you want to use interfacing for the straps, you can use your own judgment and just do what feels best for you. To begin, iron all straps in half like so. This will make it easier to sew the straps into place. Be sure that the right side is on the inside and that the wrong side is facing you on both sides. Now sew an L shape in your strap with a straight stitch, starting from the fold. Once you're done, it should look like this, and then you can trim the seam allowance off. I'm going to use ray check for the edges. This is optional. I'm placing this on all edges and I will let it dry for 5 minutes or so. Once again, this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't have ray check. The next step is to flip all straps right side out like so. You can use any tools for this. I like to use this loop turner because this one is by far the best one that I have ever used. Then poke out all corners for each piece, so that you get a nice and sharp crispy corner. After that, iron all pieces nice and flat and be sure to press the seam open. Then finish the bottom edge with a serger. If you don't have a serger, use a zigzag stitch or fold the bottom edge inwards and finish it off with a stitch for a clean finish. For now we are done with the strap, leave it aside. Now moving on with the buttons, I'm going to use this tool to make notches in the pattern. Then I make small snips in the fabric as marking on the sides and on the top edge. And then where we just made those markings, place a ruler on top of it. In this case, I'm using the pattern piece for the strap because my ruler wasn't long enough. Draw 3 straight lines on the right side of the fabric. This will be your guide for the casing later on. This will also allow you to sew a straight line for the casing. Repeat the same step for the other panel piece. Here is a close-up view. Then you want to serge the raw edges all the way around. Again, if you don't have a serger, you can use the zigzag stitch. With the right sides hugging, pin the sides down. Be sure to place a pin on each guideline so when you sew it down, it will match up perfectly. If everything is all good after checking your pin placement, sew the sides down. Here is a view of the side seam. If you have done it correctly, it should look like this, and you can see the line matches perfectly on both sides. Pin the strap down right next to the top edge marking. I use 2 pins for each strap. You can ignore that. Originally I wanted to sew the strap 2 times onto the top, but later on I changed my mind and you'll see that later in the video. Iron the side seam open on both sides. It's better if you would do this before you pin the straps on. I forgot to do it, so that's why I did it afterwards. Then fold the top edge like so from the upper guideline. You can also iron the edge to make it easier for yourself. Sew all the way around by following the 2 guidelines in order to make the casing. Start sewing in the side seam. As you can see here, I skipped sewing the strap on for the first guideline. For the second row, leave an opening. You will use this opening later on for the elastic, and this time you do want to sew the straps on while you're making the casing at the same time. That is how you kill two birds with one stone. Before you insert the elastic, you need to measure the elastic around your upper bust with just enough tension on the elastic, then cut the right amount off. With the safety pin attached on one end, feed the elastic through the casing until you have reached the other side of the opening. Sometimes you do get stuck in the side seam. If that happens, back up a little bit and try it again until you pass the opening in the casing. Then you can continue with feeding the elastic through. Once you have reached the other side, secure both ends of the elastic and the top edge with the safety pin. Then double check the casing with your fingers. If the elastic is twisted in the casing, untwist the elastic. If everything is all good, stretch out the top so that the elastic is spread out evenly. Overlap the two ends of the elastic and sew it down with a zigzag stitch. Now close the opening with a straight stitch. And here is a view on how it should look on the inside and from the outside. For the last step, hem the bottom edge all the way around and be sure to start sewing from the side seam so that the back stitch will be on the side and not in the back or the front, so nobody's able to see your back stitch from a far distance. The actual last step is to cut all the threads off, and that's it. Here's another way to wear this top. If you have questions, leave it in the comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!